Hey guys, this is Drax, bringing you a video on what is currently a hot topic. This is primarily about loot boxes in games, but more specifically here we'll be talking about star cards and crates in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now currently loot boxes and gambling boxes are affecting a lot of games. On this channel we've seen it with the implant system in PlanetSide 2. For anyone who doesn't know the game or doesn't play it, this game is a free-to-play FPS MMO. The implant system in this game is actually similar to the crate system Battlefront 2 is introducing, although the implants don't have as big an effect on gameplay as the star cards in Battlefront 2 do. They are more like perks, and overall in PlanetSide it's a fairly well balanced system. But sadly that doesn't look to be the case in Battlefront 2, at least in the early days or the beginning of the game. So first here I need to explain how the system works for all who don't know or understand. In Battlefront 2 there's a crate system. There are 3 types of crates containing mostly RNG drops, but you're guaranteed one of a certain type in each, that being infantry, hero or starfighter. Now these star cards make up your actual character level, not playing the game. You can play the game as much as you want, but these star cards, and considering that they're random, they will make up your level on your character. So I noticed that I wasn't going up on my character at one point. I thought, what's going on here? Why is this character higher and I've not even played it? And as it turns out, the star cards, the level they are, being randomized, are what was making up my level. So my highest level character, or starfighter, was not because I had played it the most, it's because I got the best randomized star cards for it. Now playing the game gets you credits to buy these crates, and it can take several hours to unlock a crate due to the capped XP. From what I saw most of the time, if you played well, or sometimes if you didn't even play well, you got 180 XP. The most I got in a game was around 270 XP, and that was when I had a combination of good score and objective score, so I guess those two are being linked somehow in the game. What I hope for the future is that they will allow you to get XP based on how well you do in the game, like they've done in their previous game and like what is done in most games, because this encourages you to play well. Now overall the system, so there's a few issues with it just there, but the main problem is that you will be able to buy these crates on launch day. Now there's no cost specified for the crates currently, so we don't know how much they're going to cost and whether people are going to want to buy them, depending on how much they're going to have to spend out. But early days this will mean players will have an advantage over others, because they might just keep buying crates until they get the star cards they want. And these crates also drop the crafting parts needed to tier up these star cards, and any duplicate cards that drop will break down into crafting parts as well. Now since this is the only real form of progression in the multiplayer game, I really couldn't understand people buying these crates at launch. Surely you bought the game to play it, and part of playing the game is unlocking the new stuff. Everyone I've spoke to so far have said that they will not be buying crates, but I know a minority will. Now I don't like the system being available at launch, and I could understand if EA and DICE wanted to offer it, say, a month after to allow people to catch up, but at launch it's a bit of a silly move by the companies, which has put a fair amount of people off already. Still, I have to ask the question, is a few people who buy a ton of crates at launch going to ruin my game? Is it really going to be that bad? Well, from my time playing the beta, unlocking the cards I wanted to be competitive, I really didn't find it that hard. I spent around 35 hours playing the beta, and that's quite a lot, to be honest. I really did enjoy it. I had all the mods for the weapons I wanted, and most of my star cards were tiered to a good level. Now I know not everyone was able to spend that amount of time playing, but since credits were set at a standard amount, this gives you an idea of time needed to reach what I would call a highly competitive level. The difference with a full game being, those star card drops will be random among a much bigger loot table, sometimes including the chance of emotes and outfits. Now personally, since star cards and crafting parts have a much higher value, I prefer to see those emotes and outfits sold for a set credit price and not be part of the loot table, because I think you'd be disappointed if you didn't actually want an emote or an outfit and you were looking for a specific star card and you had spent your credits on one of these crates and then all you get out of it, say, was emotes and outfits. You would be quite disappointed, I feel, so far. My other suggestion would be to give out credits based on performance. Now I said this above, but I'm going to say it again anyway. The set amount really doesn't encourage you to play well, and if the current system sticks, I can imagine a lot of people AFKing during games or even botting the games. Maybe leaving it on during the night or while they go to work and just botting the games, just because if it's at a set amount there's no incentive to play well. From videos I've seen, especially Angry Joe's video, where one of the guys does really well and gets around 35 kills, and Joe gets around 3 kills, and they get the same amount of credits at the end of the game. That really doesn't make sense. So I would like to see that change before launch. But back to the main subject, are these microtransaction crates really that bad? Well, from my point of view, as I've probably made clear, I don't like them, but I think after around 40-50 hours in game, we will be at the same level, or at least a competitive level, as those who bought the crates. There's going to be a few that are able to put all their time into the game, and all their money into the game as well, and those guys will probably be above people for a while, but eventually we're going to catch up with them, and then that money won't have meant anything except for maybe an enjoyable early launch for them. But I also think part of every game you play is progression, and since that's the only progression system, they're kind of going to destroy it for themselves. But around 40-50 hours by that point, I think we will have our favourite weapons, and we'll have the star card loadouts that we want to run and upgrade for the future. So it has a few closing thoughts. To balance the game a bit more between those who play and those who pay, I think class level should be linked to playtime, and XP earned with that class should unlock the extra slots for the star cards. Currently, if you get your star cards to a certain level, then it will pick you up to level 5 or pick you up to level 10, and that will allow you to equip more star cards. Where if they link it directly to playtime and how much XP you've earned, and you've actually got to unlock those slots by playing the game, then star cards won't have as much value as maybe just playing the game, or it will limit the amount that someone can be overpowered on day one. I also want to mention that since this video is based on the beta and outside info, we currently don't know how these microtransactions will work fully, what crates will actually cost, and how much of a difference they will make. Sadly, EA and DICE haven't been very open about the system, so assumptions have cast them in a bad light, and with EA from previous games we kind of expect it. Hopefully it's a better system than what we are expecting, and on top of that I hope a few of our suggestions can be taken on board and implemented before the launch. From what I've seen in previous games though, normally what you get in the beta is what you get in the game, and then they might change it after that, but in this case we're really hoping for a few tweaks before launch. But anyway guys, that's my thoughts on the subject. Let me know yours below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.